recap.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Okie dokie. Well, I'm gonna tell you this, Jen. I wanted more. I'm greedy.
Okay.
I'm greedy that way.
I'm
I I am greedy this way.
no,
Oh, wow.
I am honestly surprised how open they left it. They really left it open. So it makes me wonder, if we are going to get a season 2, and then with this alignment of all these different projects working toward the Star Wars version of Endgame in this, what are they setting
Mm-hmm.
up exactly? Is going to be very, very interesting to see. So, yeah, but
I
but yeah, that's my one thing. I'm very surprised how open they left it. They really didn't resolve it to a degree.
no, it didn't. It didn't have like your typical Star Wars ending. Like
Nope.
the big bads are gone, and they're like, "Hey, there's a parade or something, or there's a celebration." There was just like the lights are back on, the pirates are all done. Who's on the ship coming to land right now? If they land, um, what's next for William? What's next for Adden? They really did leave it open for a world like post supervisor.
Yeah, they did, and
After
then
supervisor.
it really shows that a lot of the parents don't know anything
Oh, they're
outside
oblivious
of
to everything.
outside of this galaxy. Like they know nothing.
No,
Even
and
Fern's mother, who's supposed to be so well informed, she had no idea she was working for a machine.
which I thought we were gonna get a big reveal with that part of inside the machine, but let's jump into looks like Doc
Doc.
finally knocked that out.
Man,
Overall initial thoughts of it, I will get yours right now, man. What's your thoughts
first of
on?
all, William Dad need to do some cardio. Okay, out the gate. Um, I thought it was a really good episode. It looked like everything we had speculated from the beginning happened, even with the supervisor being a robot.
Yep.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, the way things were going, we all hit on every single thing that happened in this episode. William did eventually get the lightsaber. He didn't get it like I thought he was gonna get it. I thought he was gonna stretch that hand out and be like, "Come to
I
me."
did.
My man didn't get, hey, he didn't get his Jedi powers just yet. Not saying
The
he ain't
way
gonna get
he
him down the line.
the way he turned it on, and I don't know, it's just the thing with lightsabers. I feel like if I had long hair, like as soon as I turn it on, hair just blasts. Like the wind just blasts out of nowhere.
Hey, that would have
It's a
sucked.
windy day.
Oh
That
my
would have
god!
truly sucked had my man turned it on again and his hair caught fire. Pulled a Michael Jackson. That
Right?
would have been
Oh
completely
my
Not
horrible.
this
gosh! I would
time,
have felt
Right?
terrible for him.
So,
because as soon as the song with wind
Oh
gusting, and
jeez,
the Beyonce,
man.
the Michael Jackson wind machine. Go ahead.
that would have sucked, man. But I told y'all last week they was gonna call your girl. They called your
Yeah, we knew.
girl. The X-Wings came.
No, like
Uh,
I feel
I did not doubt it because they've been setting it up.
yeah. I really wanted to get a Jedi to come through and whoop your boy ass. I'm
Well,
sorry
here's
for
the
cussing.
thing.
I wanted somebody to put hands on this boy. You understand me?
What
I
if
think that
Luke?
was the
What if
thing
Luke
too.
showed up again with Leia? My brain would have broke. I would have fell out the chair.
I think we all would have fell out the chair.
I would have
But
fell
Okay,
out the chair.
the moment his dad, this is where I felt proud for Will's dad when he cold cocked your boy. He ain't knock him out.
I
Cause
mean,
yeah, dog. Yeah,
I was like, what's that?
he was building up
He
the
had
strength, son. And I was like, okay,
All you had to do was play
okay, Pops.
the He-Man song real quick.
Oh, yeah.
All right?
Look, I was like, okay, Pops, I
I
see you.
have the power.
He-Man.
Oh, and the fact that his dad had a I'm proud moment when he was like, y'all can fly a spaceship, and he looked at his boy like, and he was like, I think he realized now Will might not be cut out for this working thing that you think you're trying to push him towards.
I think on top of that, I think they're all. I think I know. After this episode, we obviously know why the parents are the way that they are.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've been under like the thumb of the droid or the robot supervisor, whatever you want to call him, and they know nothing outside of this like world. I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see like at the end when hey, these kids can do this. Hey, this is they had an adventure and did all this. He can do this. He saw his son in a different light than he ever saw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
he did.
And his son has seen things that his dad hasn't seen.
Yep.
All those kids have. Even when Fern was telling her mom,
I was just
like,
about
hey,
to
there's
say,
good people out there too.
Yep.
I was just about to say, I loved what Fern said, yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff out there, but there are good people too.
Mm-hmm.
And then the good guys show up. The real ones.
Yeah.
And
finally.
Let me tell y'all something. I
Yes.
thought Neil was the cutest thing in the universe until I saw his little brothers and his little sisters. I thought Neil was the cutest thing in the universe until I saw his little brothers and his little sisters.
We saw the babies with the bigger ass.
My man was just trying to take a bath, man.
That's all he was doing. He was chilling, man. But the lights went out. Mom, Dad.
So, I love the subtle callbacks where he was like, where Wim comes to see him, he's like, I'm just trying to take a bath, and the lights go out. I'm just trying to take a bath.
That's all he tried to do. My man just trying to take a bath.
So let's just run through real quick. There's a lot to sort of digest here and there. We're fresh off of it. Obviously started out picked up right after the last episode.
Ooh, I love that.
God was going
love
to.
That.
I do too. I like a good continuation. Like, bam, we're right back there.
The moment.
And just that, like separating the kids, or not maybe separating the kids from parents, or with their parent, and then having the droids watch over them was a little iRobotish, The whole movie, that was last episode kind of felt like that. But I gotta say, when we got up there and we saw that it was just a computer, droid, robot, I was still thinking there was going to be somebody that hatches out of that thing. What are your thoughts about?
I thought for a moment someone might come out from behind the curtain, because for anyone who saw Star Wars Visions season 2, we actually had an episode like that with the Ninth Jedi where all of these people are called by this one person, and he disguises himself within a droid, so he can discover who the Siths are amongst the group. So I thought that would have been a really cool tie-in callback to Star Wars Visions, because I love these little connections they're doing to the callbacks and the homages and things like that. So I thought if we would have gotten that would have been cool. To answer your question, the voice of the supervisor is Stephen Fry. That's who that is.
Remind me of his face. Yeah. What has he been in?
Stephen Fry. Let me pull up his resume.
Because it sounded familiar.
Oh, he's in V for Vendetta.
That guy.
Yeah.
That guy. I recognize that voice.
Yeah. That's the supervisor.
So I was gonna say, Ja. Let me tell you something. I wanted somebody to cut his knees off. You hear me?
I wanted to like poke him with the lightsaber.
Not hurt him. Just pinhole. You know what I'm saying? Pinhole.
Like the poking Smeedy in his chest.
Yeah, like that. I just want.
And look, I let me tell you something. I will give Disney credit for this, or whoever wrote these episodes. They finally made people hate pirates, because people have been loving pirates since the Pirates of the Caribbean. They finally made people be like, "Oh, pirates are really bad people." You know what I'm saying?
Captain Hook. Peter Pan. They made pirates bad.
But you think about it, Peter Pan is a pirate himself. You know what I'm saying?
Lost Boys. Mhm.
So come on now. But the Pirates of the Caribbean really made people actually love pirates. This show make you hate pirates because it shows you what pirates are about: plunder, destruction, and
Ravaging.
villainy. You
They,
understand me?
Yeah.
they were basically about to. They were basically about to make these people their slaves.
Yeah, literally. Because he was like,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
want to hurt nobody. I need y'all to work for me.
I
You
need
know
y'all
what
to
I'm saying?
work for me. An
Like
Yeah.
he
unlimited amount
was
of
taking
credit.
over the planet, literally.
And the fact, another thing that I'm gonna point out that upset me was the fact that you have this ultimate intelligent AI, and you already knew this dude was not an emissary, and he sure as hell was not a Jedi. Why did
But
y'all
you got to
nip
get
it
him
in
in
the
the room.
bud out the gate?
You got to get him in the room and figure it out.
But he already knew he wasn't an emissary.
I'm talking about the Jedi part.
But he still
Yeah.
wasn't a Jedi because his trainer died before he can actually complete any more training.
Right. Okay. No. To that
But
point. To that point, yes. But then the style he's fighting in is actually a style that's considered style 7 with lightsaber dueling that Mace Windows Mace Windu uses, and he used it very aggressively. So there was a theory that Jod might have been a Padawan under Mace Windu's Padawan, who we see in the Clone Wars, who turns to the dark side, which is a very pivotal point in the Clone Wars of where the Jedi completely change in the narrative, even more so to their fall. So that's why I was like, oh, monologue backstory. Who is it? And then he said she, and I was like, she?
Yeah.
Who's she? What's her name?
I mean, I'm glad we got his little
Did you
backstory,
pick
but
that up from that?
From last
Did you-
episode.
No, but I'm just saying like the fighting style.
Well, no, I did more research
Or
from
did-
last week
okay.
from the way he was doing the lightsaber,
way he
and
was
then
holding it.
yeah, the way he was holding in some of the movements, and then now that I saw more of it, I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely aggressive.
Oh yeah, we could
lightsaber.
tell he
Hey,
had
hey.
training, and then the way he was hitting them beams back, you know what I'm saying?
Nope. This deserves it.
I can't get
That's great. That's
Yeah, yeah. That was perfect
great.
timing.
Yeah, so
Let
that's
me catch you off, Doc. My bad. That was
Go ahead,
No,
go
no,
ahead.
you good. That was a gem. That was a true gem.
I know.
Listen, bro.
Oh man. So then after that, we'll pick up. I guess it's from right there. Again, it's Scrooge McDuck in it. That was his plan. That was what he wanted to do the entire time. That's what we thought would happen or where he would get. But now we see the kids are trying to tell the parents,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, he's
Yep.
a bad guy."
Yep.
He told Fern like, "Hey, go ahead, tell your mama."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Don't tell.
yeah, go ahead,
The
tell
way-
your mama. Like,
It's like,
you got
Fern,
some
get
story
your
to tell.
mummy caught up to speed. It's like, oh
Exactly.
shit.
Bro.
He's such a. Again, you asked me maybe episode 3 redemption story. Like, go back and look at the old reviews. I'm like, he's got to turn around. He never turned around. He stayed villainous
A pirate.
the entirety of this show.
He stayed a pirate, which is what he does.
Yeah, and
He
John,
really-
love
He's
the
John.
point
he-
there
Thank you for
isn't
tuning
more.
in. You see the
Thank
comment?
you. Hey.
Disappointed that there isn't more.
It was great.
I agree because we go back to our
man.
other review that we did, well, a few back. We thought like the last 3 episodes were going to be like just this episode
Yeah.
for like 2 or 3 episodes, right? We got it in one, maybe about 30 minutes again.
Mhm.
If you take away the recap, take away the credits, it's somewhere between at that point. But
It's almost like a 20-minute show if you take out the credits and the recap.
right?
It's a very short episode.
But
It's
you
a
know what?
sitcom.
Like we talked about before, they're trying to grasp the younger audience. They know
Yes,
these babies got to
yes.
go to bed.
You're
30
right.
minutes is the attention span. Let's
This
get
is
it
true.
in, get it
This is
together,
very
and let's
true.
go. And it was great writing, and it caught your attention from the beginning. It's great that they do the continuation right from the last episode,
Oh yeah.
and it goes right into the story. That's perfect. But I'm curious to know if we will get a season 2, and
So God,
what's gonna happen.
It's very open. They left it
what
so
power goes
open.
out, we get to that point. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
You
ahead.
froze up. You froze up right for a minute.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, I think all three of us did.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you? Okay, Dion. Do you think we get a season 2 from the way this show ended?
It's like Jen said, it's so open ended. Like we were just talking about, like there's no, like at the end of like most Star Wars movies or whatever, there was like a celebration at the end.
Yep.
That's all I remember.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we bad guys done. We're celebrating.
Yeah.
All they did was like we got the lights back on.
Yeah, and
Could that lead to? I mean, supervisor's done. I think, right? Like are we all in agreement?
I'm assuming so, because now the New Republic, not just the Republic, the New Republic is here, and they're gonna catch everybody up and tell them, "Oh, you guys are
wait.
loot."
Oh, they behind. They behind.
I got a theory. Hold
on. I want to hear it.
Okay. Somebody had to be keeping tabs.
Oh yeah.
On that AI. Whomever was keeping tabs on that AI, the moment it went down when Jod put that lightsaber through it, those people are probably on their way at light speed. You understand me?
Because I think
keep in mind. Well, no, to Doc's point, keep in mind, even though we're in the era of the New Republic, we're working our way up to where are we? We're in the Mandalorian timeline. Yeah. Mandalorian timeline. Never mind. There's some people out there that who are in charge, who are probably in charge looking over this thing, whoever they are. So absolutely.
Okay, because I didn't think about that either. That how did Adden become Adden is what I would like.
Well, here's the
that's
thing.
Going to be a question that is out. That's a question I have out there too.
Dion, how did the other 9 jewels become the other 9 jewels? Because I'm sure they had credits and things too before they were raided or war or whatever.
Because we still, this is why I mean it's so open ended. We really didn't get a lot of resolution because
we did.
No, we didn't.
To Dion's point, and a lot in other Star Wars stories, we usually in most
get the parade.
Have a beginning, a middle, and end. Whether if it's a parade or a setup to we've ended this story here. This is where we're going next. In a New Hope, where we ended. Okay, we know what the next thing is coming to a degree. Then we get Empire Strikes Back. Then we know where that's going, where that ended. You have a pretty good idea of the direction, of where something is going, even though you get the full scope of the story. So with this one, it is just so freaking open, and you can go in so many ways because we don't know everything about Adden. We don't know why the other jewels were destroyed and who did it. Was it pirates? Was it Palpatine? If Palpatine is involved, because again, he's funding these secret projects somehow. Where did he get all that funding? Even though they're plundering other planets, which we know that's part of it, but then he's all about secrets and being 20 steps ahead of the game and always having a backup plan to the point where he returns. Yay.
Yay. Cleve, thanks for watching. Thanks for jumping on. Also, John says, Adden missed the Clone Wars and everything. I hope
they did.
Crazier behind it.
Yep.
Okay, this brings up a great one. When the girl that was in the pilot seat.
From Lafayette on Ahsoka's first episode, in the scene with 2 pilots trying to stop Sabine running away on one of the X-Wing.
Yep, that's the guy.
So when she came up, I said, wait a minute, she looks familiar. Is that the same person here?
I need to go back and look.
Think so? Yeah,
I need to go back and look
because I forgot.
I need to go back and
bring that up.
Yep.
Okay. I forgot to bring that up because she looked so familiar that I was like, wait a minute, are we time? But and Cleve also said he checked.
Is this
same
girl?
Oh!
Yeah, same girl.
Oh, yay!
So
thank you, people.
Take sleep. But just from this at the ending, we saw the ending again. Not much. Dr. Just After we get season 2, I think we do. Like I said, things are open ended. But
where do we go from here?
Think? Yeah, what do you think if the story for at Adden is like? Well, we still don't know a lot of things, but I feel like there's something bigger at play.
I agree.
Does that involve Wim and the crew, or at Adden at all?
That's what I was getting ready to ask that same question. Like,
is that another story?
Will it be another new adventure minus the children? You get what I'm saying?
I mean,
I won't say minus the children, but just another set of children, or another set of, I don't know.
I mean,
the possibilities are endless.
Or hear me out. Hear me out. What if they do like Disney is good for doing, going forward in time, and they're teenagers?
I was just about to say, because they left it so open, it's easier for them to do a time jump because the kids are older now and they're going to continue to get older. So they could do a time jump and then just give us, I don't know, a monologue or something where they fill in. This is what happened where we left Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
And how we got to this point in the timeline, because I can totally see Wim now going, I'm going to go join the New Republic and do that thing.
Yep.
The good guy. He wants.
And then who knows? He might discover Luke, and Luke's like, do you want to train? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he becomes one of the kids in the temple with Luke. You never know.
Man, because you're like, that sentence was way too long. Yeah.
Like, do you? Yes.
Yes.
On a whim, yeah.
On a whim.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. I really enjoyed the show. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, this was fun.
I don't know how.
Such a fun
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't know how you can be a Star Wars fan and not enjoy something new and fresh, like a new adventure. How can you not enjoy this show? I mean, I get it. It's children, but we enjoy cartoons.
I'm going to throw it over to our
go ahead. Jen, go ahead.
So the Star Wars fan base, for those of us who have been in it for more than a minute, is fickle. I say that with love. So from what I can see, most of the fans have been enjoying the show, which is a breath of fresh air. For fans who don't enjoy new shows, it's just so interesting, like the divisions within the fandom, because when the Mandalorian season 1 came out, everyone loved it. Season 2, everyone loved it. We got Luke. Thank you, Filonius and Filoni and Favreau. And the way you kept it under wraps and intentionally put funding to come up with the fake story so no one would find out.
Perfect.
Brilliant. Yeah. Thank you. Then season 3 comes out, or not season 3. Then you have the book of Boba Fett come out, which everyone was excited for.
They were excited about that.
And then there was like all this crazy, I love the show, I hate the show, this is not Boba Fett, this is not Star Wars, like all just these different things, because they wanted to try to do different thing for storytelling. Some people out there said they don't understand, Boba's thinking and his purpose in the show and why he wants, like, there's so many different reasons. And some of it is because, headcanon, if you've been in Star Wars for a long time and you have consumed literally everything, gets in the way, because then you have this idea of what Star Wars is supposed to be, where I can understand that. But then if George Lucas says A, B, C, D with a 1, 2, 3, that's what George Lucas says, because he's the one who invented everything. Thank you, sir. And then now this has been handed over to new directors, story writers, etc., etc. George Lucas still does advise, because I do have him on set and everything, but then, it's taken over by other people and they want to do new stories. And one of the things you have to do now with the ever expanding universe is, making it make sense with everything that's already produced. And then a lot of fans, when the new film started coming out, 7, 8, 9, they didn't like that they weren't doing things from the Legends books, because there's a lot of people out there who love the Legends
Heard
books.
that too, yeah.
And they were like, why aren't we just doing Legends? You have all that written out. Just do that, which, again, I can understand that. And then Star Wars, Lucasfilms, Disney is cherry picking from Legends. You see it in this show. It's everywhere in the show, from the pirates. Like, there was so many Easter eggs from last week with the call name. What was it? Ravager 1. That's a callback to the pirate gang, Ravengers from the Legends books that we see before. And I think they're also in the Old Republic of video game that came out about Revan. So yeah, I mean, they cherry pick, but then I don't mind that because we got a fun story. So that's a long answer, but there you go.
Yeah, but I mean, when you talk about like cherry picking, like in a lot of mediums, that's done. You know, in a lot of fandoms, that's done. You look at Marvel.
Look at Marvel. They cherry pick all the time.
They pick like, oh, that's good. Let me take that. That's good. Let me take that. I think that
I'm gonna spin it like this, and then we'll spin it like that.
Exactly. Like, I think over time, because like how old is, not old is Star Wars, but like Star Wars started in when? What was the first movie?
1971.
Yeah.
1971 is when A New Hope came out.
So that's a large gap in time with so many other things added between there. Like any other fandom, like any other like comic book series, it's hard to sort of like just stick with that. And you want to keep the audience guessing too. If I've read Civil War, if Civil War was like Civil War from the comic book, I go into every movie knowing exactly what's going to happen. I'm glad I don't go into every movie knowing what's going to happen. Sure, you change this, great. Even with Star Wars, if you change this or cherry pick this, I think it and used correctly. That's the biggest thing too. If used correctly, I think it just adds a little bit more to it, because you can go sit down and not know, and you know what's going to happen, or expect the unexpected sort of thing.
I mean, and then even with that, especially if like when you're in any fandom for a long time, whether if it's like literal book universe or cinematic universe, you get used to the story writing of what you're consuming, which is why some people could be like, it's so predictable. It's so this. It's like, well, no, you have been in it for a minute and you understand the story writing style of this show. So yeah, you're going to pick up on things more easier. So to your point, this is why me personally as a fan, I do trust the writers and their decisions, because one, I'm happy we're getting more storytelling. I'm happy we're getting more Star Wars. And, you know, it's fun to be like, to get thrown off as like, oh, like, and like for me, like where I'm noticing things like, oh my gosh, that's from Legends. That's so cool. Wait, you changed it. I like it.
I think even just that thought, like, oh, you noticed that, you picked that from there. Thank you for picking that and bringing that to a medium where other people have no clue about it, or haven't seen it yet, or read about it yet.
Right. I mean, like for me, I personally love the cherry picking, because for me as a fan, I'm getting satisfied. It's like, oh wow, you're really taking stuff from these things that's already been done. Thank you. Even though it's not like the full play-by-play, letter-by-letter sentence of the book.
Exactly. Because I've seen 7 Batmans in my time. I'm used to it.
Can we please stick with Robert? Just stay with Robert now. Just Robert.
Jim, we're gonna have to talk.
No,
okay.
Okay.
So all right, for the record, so we have to do a Gaston conversation, and now we got to do a Pattinson conversation.
Oh, most definitely.
We will.
Let's go.
But circling back.
Yes.
Obviously, we see the kids. They go out and they essentially like, hey, we know how to save the planet. We know how to save At. They hop on their speeder bikes. I want one so badly. I want to jump a ravine too. I want to do all of that.
Yes.
And this is the first time I actually liked William's dad. Like he was seeing something for the first time. He was seeing this adventure that his son had gone on, and the things his son can do. And that the fact he was able to jump it too was great too. But
Mm-hmm.
and I'll throw it over to you, Jen. I can't stop smiling. I think that's been my catchphrase for a lot of things lately.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stop smiling when I think
So
about
good.
this ending in this show. And again, it maybe ran like 20 or so minutes, 20, 25 more minutes, but I absolutely enjoyed it.
We got a lot for 20 minutes though.
Yeah, we
It
did.
was a lot. We got Neil on the blaster, on the laser gun.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
Jen, take it away. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'm still coming down.
Still coming off the high. No, we got so much, and like what we kept Rancor. What we kept saying before. You didn't break one for all of us. I'm ashamed. Anyway.
Oh no, he has a flight.
I have
of
the
the
flight.
thing.
Yeah. Oh no, I know what that is. I've been to Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
I have that Andor.
Look.
Shoot, next time I'm bringing my Andor one that they have with the Yum Nub drink. I'm bringing that one.
Story. My wife thought that it was a flight for what was it, $40, $30 or something? 30. That makes sense. 30. It was too dark in there. They come back out here. It was $80 because you get to buy this and the flight. So she was like, "Sorry." I was like, "I spent $200 on the lightsaber. It's okay." That's not right.
It's fine.
Go ahead, Jen. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Like what we keep mentioning, I loved where they picked up right where they left off from last week. It's like, and we're back where we are, and let's go. But yeah, there were so many things that were happening in here. You know, you have basically him taking over the planet. The supervisor was a machine controlling all of the other machines. Some of our suspicions about the parents were basically debunked because they really had no idea what was going on out there. And the fact that they were talking about the great work for the Republic, not the New Republic, but the Republic, it really shows the disconnect even more. And then, you know, like the parents going, wow, our kids were out in space for this many days and they come back this grown up. What the hey?
They grew up quick.
They're done. And then we find out Kim is actually part of the New Republic. She's part of it. So she calls the X-Wings and everyone and sends them over there. I'll have them there in 2 flaps. I'm like, thank you so much.
I know, right?
Then we got the X-Wings, we got the Y-Wings, we got the New Republic against the pirates. So we had Star Wars. So then we had Urkel flying the ship. He didn't say the line, but I'm not surprised.
Imagine getting the ship today. You know what I mean? Like, imagine getting the big chair today.
And then you're arrested by the New Republic. Yay.
No, he went down. He went down like the captain on Titanic on that one.
Yeah, he out of there.
Yeah. Where are you going? Hey, man, your station.
And then getting a little bit more of John's backstory, how he was found by someone, most likely a Jedi. It was a she, and started training him. But then Order 66 happened, and that's how he fell into piracy. So at least that is how I took that monologue reveal. And then just the struggle between, you know, the kids trying to outwit Jod and getting the barrier down so the good guys could get in. And then, oh my goodness, we had so freaking much. And then the people seeing stars for the first time. They were all like,
the very first time.
What the frick are those? Yeah. So, lots. Go.
And Doc, I'll throw this over to you. So we go up to the supervisor's spot. Obviously, there's like chairs, there's stuff there. People used to be there, or maybe other machines used to be there. I think there's a lot to explain it. Like, how did we go from maybe people working in there to nobody's been in there for years?
Well, here's the thing.
And it's only him, the machine.
Once you figure out a system that actually works and you don't need anybody else in the office, just like what happened during COVID, what happens? You work from home or you work from the other offices, right?
Yeah.
So I don't need you in here looking at me trying to figure out what I'm doing. I need you out there printing some credits and taking assessments and doing some other stuff. Don't come in here. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, because it just feels like somebody else there's somebody else out there who's
Like
Oh,
I
there is.
said,
There's
the
a person.
person when he put that
I
lightsaber
want
in
to
there, that
know
was a
now,
signal.
though. I want to know now.
I need to know all the answers this
That was the signal. Somebody else
the
is
finale.
coming, or let me say, the big head honcho is going to come to Ad, bro. I mean, if we get a season 2, you're gonna see the big person come to Ad.
I mean, we are built. If I'm recalling correct in the timeline, we are building back up to the First Order in episode 7. We're not there yet.
It's a lot. Yeah, Leon, it's a lot.
I don't know. I'm
'Cause-
greedy like this, man.
Because
I
remember, we had like from what we see in the Mandalorian, because the show is taking place in the Mandalorian. Oh, why am I forgetting that? Blanking out on that character. You have something I want. That one. Why am I forget? Anyway, we got that reveal from the last season of Mandalorian.
Giancarlo? Was that his line?
Who?
Was it Giancarlo?
Yeah.
That's Moff Gideon.
That. Thank
That's
you.
Moff Gideon.
Is that him?
Moff Gideon.
Okay.
Thank you. So with Moff Gideon, where we got the reveal for him that he was testing on cloning, he has clones, and there was a theory with his character at the end of that season, you know, that was a clone and not really him, and you see the small remnants of the First Order working under the surface, so it could be connected to all that because Palpatine does come back, so could be.
Yeah.
So interesting.
I'm having a good. I had a good time, man. That's 8 episodes. They were short. We got to get the kids to bed.
Yeah.
Totally understand.
Oh, there's a comment I want to talk about.
Would we like to talk about this one? Well, I'll pull it up. So our homeboy Cleve, thanks for watching, man. If you haven't,
thank you, Cleve.
Already, share with your friends. Do all that.
Thank you, Cleve.
Come back around. But this is something that we hinted on a few other times while we were slyfully talking about this season, along with some other stuff too. People on No Live Stream are comparing Skeleton Crew with the Acolyte. Acolyte isn't perfect, but it's good.
Yep.
The hate and racism killed that show,
and that sucks.
Well, not only that show
not
was
only the racism.
That show was that show was crazy expensive to make. So it was actually revealed that they actually had the views they need to make another greenlight season 2, but it's just so expensive to do these streaming shows. It's more expensive than making a movie. But with that said,
all the money Disney got. Come on, look at all the people they put in X-Men.
Well, I don't disagree. But then you have
That's a different budget line.
You have the two different viewpoints of the Bobs. Bob Chapek, who was like, streaming shows, Disney Plus, get it out. Don't take time, just get it out, which is why we had the actor strike and the writer strike, because they were not being treated fairly. So that, and then you have Bob Iger, who came back, is like, no, we need space. We need breathing room. We need to get back into the movies with these shows. So which is why season 4 is becoming a movie. But now there's talk of, after, depending how well this movie does, they still might do a season 4. It's like, just make up your mind. Anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So I've said this before, but I'll say it again, just in case there's anyone on here watching us for the first time. Originally, Skeleton Crew was supposed to come out first before the Acolyte. And that got changed and shuffled and pushed back for whatever reason. And then, like I said before, the strikes happened and it pushed everything back, from the Acolyte. All this different stuff just kept getting pushed back, shuffle around. And there was talk that we were possibly not going to get either of them. More Skeleton Crew than the Acolyte. So when we got the first drop of the trailer for Acolyte, people who have been paying attention to it were surprised. And then when we started getting some still images of Skeleton Crew, we were even more surprised. Like, oh wow, they're still going to put it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yay.
Yeah.
So there has been this discussion, and I even bring it up in other conversations that I am a part of. and I'll ask it again just to put it out there, you know, if this show had come out first, then we got the Acolyte, would people have enjoyed Acolyte better?
I
It's a
think the
question.
people that hated on the Acolyte would have still hated on the Acolyte simply because it was what it was. And that truly
Diverse.
sucked. Whether it was before or after. You know what I'm saying? They would have
Mhm.
still hated on it. What I'm thinking about now is, can we do something to get that second season? Like how they changed
Acolyte.
Sonic from being an ugly donkey to a
Hey,
new Sonic.
no,
You know what I'm
hey,
saying?
time out
Well,
about Ugly Sonic. I said this a time before. That's the one time a fandom has come together. I
yeah.
saw you across the table. You saw me across the table.
Yeah.
We like
We gotta
Arnold
fix
and
this
Clark.
now.
You know, we like that. We ain't letting this happen. And they did it. That's the first time we
Right.
saw
They
fandoms
listened.
together be
They
like,
listened.
no, we can't do Sonic this way.
Right.
This is
Yep.
tougher. Doc. This is tougher.
I know,
man.
but I can hope. You know what I'm saying? Ain't this,
Well,
that's a Star Wars title, son. New Hope.
The other thing we could get is, because where they left Acolyte season 1, we can still see these characters pop up in other stories.
And everybody knew it was a season 2 coming the way Acolyte season 1 ended, man.
They gave us
We got Yoda
Darth
at the end.
Plagueis the Wise.
Bro.
After that hand on the rock, and then
Bro.
that slow push in to
I don't care what none of these other people say. Acolyte was so good to me, bro.
It was good.
Like, for real.
People were just mad that Trinity got killed in episode 1.
Man.
Listen,
show was
that's-
so good to me.
Oh, I have so much to say. I'm gonna just sit on my hands. Just sit on my hands. I have so much to say.
But Cleve, thank you so much for your comment.
Yes,
We
thank
talked-
you.
Yeah, because that's obviously one of those things where people look at Star Wars, and Star Wars had been a certain way for so long,
Yeah.
but you can't tell me in a galaxy like this, there's not anybody else.
I'm just gonna
Come
put
on
this
now.
out there. We have aliens that look like very
Thank you.
specific demographics, like the Asian alien,
Yep.
and no one has an issue with that.
Nope.
No one,
Ain't nobody
Really?
say no.
really,
Yeah.
really.
That's
Okay.
like with the cast and then the lead by certain fandom or a certain part of the Star Wars fandom, they were doomed on arrival because I hate saying this like this. Like this is what they say. That's not my Star Wars. Like, well, what is your Star Wars then? Explain that to me.
That's headcanon. That is complete headcanon, where headcanon is getting in the way. And those same people, sorry, y'all, I love you very much, but I've been in this for more than a minute. I've seen things. Those are some of the same people that say, my headcanon's not getting in the way. It's like, but yet if George Lucas came out and said the same thing, you would hate on him like you did the prequels.
That makes
For
sense.
me-
That's what happened. That's what happened.
I was what, middle school, high school around that time. I enjoyed the prequel. Just saying.
You're not the only
I
one
was-
that
I
enjoyed
was
the
in-
prequels.
I was in high school.
I had them on DVD and rewatched them like every weekend.
Right? No, I was in high school. I saw the prequels in the theater, and growing up, my mother and a few of my cousins would tell me the stories. My older cousins would tell me the stories of actually seeing the movies in the theater for the first time, and I'm like, and I remember having moments like, man, I would love to see Star Wars in the movie theaters. And then what do we get? The prequels. And my mother finally gets to take her kid to see Star Wars in the movies. There's nothing like Star Wars in the movies where you get that moment of silence and you see the first set of credits that we normally get, and then you hear the music. Oh gosh, just the chills and shivers.
This is the love for those fandoms, right? Like, not everything's great, but not everything's bad either. And change can be good as well.
I'm gonna say something very offensive that a lot of fans will give me hate for. Not even the originals are perfect. They're not. They're not.
There's some like, hey, we're running out of film.
like George Lucas didn't believe Star Wars was gonna do good at all that he missed the premiere of A New Hope. He didn't go to his own premiere. He went to a meeting to talk about Indiana Jones.
Gems up. That was one of them.
I'm slow on the button, man. That's wild though. Like to think that like I didn't know this was gonna be a phenomenon. And
yeah, he went to a meeting to discuss Indiana Jones. That's where he was.
Wow.
And then we got Indiana Jones after that.
Hey, don't say it, dear. Don't you say it. Don't you say it. You probably would have went to the Indiana Jones meeting. See, I knew what he was thinking. I knew what he was thinking. He was like, I probably would have went to the Indiana Jones meeting too.
Did you see me look up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking that meeting. Yeah, but man, this show, like, and we can start sort of a round the bend here, but I enjoyed all 8 episodes. It took me back to that kid adventure, sort of movie, sort of TV show that we grew up watching, and man, I mean, it left so much open that I have so many questions that like I'm satisfied, yet I'm like I could have dessert. You know what I mean? Like that sort of thing. Like cool.
They honestly they can really do whatever they want with it where they landed it. They could do whatever they want with it.
I love the time jump.
That would make sense.
That way Ad can sort of clean up after this.
Yeah.
Get some answers. William gives us some little exposition at the beginning of what's happened since the pirates. They'll call it something, the Great Barrier Breach or something like that. I don't know. They'll call it something and they'll have a time stamp, a date to stamp it. But that's what I want to see now. If we're looking towards the future, give me a time jump.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting knowing that the New Republic, when the First Order, the new First Order rises up later on, how much the New Republic will affect Atten in a negative way, like we've been seeing in the Mandalorian show, like these little things that are popping up bit by bit. Like how quickly will that happen? Because now they're going to discover, oh wait, your entire planet is full of old Republic credits, and there's 1,139 vaults full of this stuff, and you're still making mint.
Like they have a huge target on themselves too. Somebody's gonna have to protect the planet.
Yep. So that's another big thing. That what does the New Republic do with this planet and these credits that are very high in value? What do you do?
Wow. Season 2 can't get here soon enough. I think we're all thinking like, hey, we want it, right?
Yeah,
no doubt.
We'll see.
Most definitely.
Well, the other thing too was this this show was originally a movie and they split it up into 8 episodes.
That's pretty cool. That's probably why they were so short.
It was supposed to be a movie originally.
Because it felt like a movie, and it felt more than just a TV show in places too.
That would have been a great movie to take my daughter to go see in the movie theaters. You know what I'm saying? Even though I've already introduced my daughter to Star Wars, but that would have been a great movie to take her to the movie theaters.
This is a good introduction. Like I think this is because I had a friend that I used to work with. He was trying to get his kid into Star Wars, and I think this had just started, and I was like, "Hey, this might be what you need to like sort of usher her in, and you can give her some little tidbits here and there." I threw it, but having kids go on that adventure first, like imagine seeing that for the first time. Oh, I'm in. I'm in.
Mandalorian season 1 and this show are really good entry points for someone who wants to watch Star Wars and doesn't know where to start, where it's not too overwhelming, where you really don't need to know a lot of lore for it, unless you're like me, where I'm like, oh my gosh, that's this reference, that's this reference. But you really don't need to know that, and that is refreshing for people, because we do have people out there. It's like, well, I don't want to do my homework. You're gonna have to do your homework sometimes. I say this with love. Get over it.
I mean, Mandalorian got my wife to watch it. She loved it.
See,
we went and watched every movie, and now we watch every show. So that made her a fan.
Speaking of shows, there are rumblings in the rumbler mill that Ewan McGregor may come in for season 2 Ahsoka and reprise Obi-Wan Kenobi, which possibly means we might see Obi-Wan, Hayden, and Ahsoka in Clone Wars get up. And I am going to lose my mind if that happens.
So what's next on the docket for Star Wars then? Like what?
So right now we're gonna have this long pause. We're gonna have a long pause. So we're definitely getting a Star Wars season 3 visions. That's coming. And then we have Andor, and they're literally dropping Andor the day after Star Wars Celebration. So we're getting it in April, a lot earlier than anticipated. And then we have a couple of books coming out that are actually tied to the Acolyte that are coming out. I believe we're going to be tying up the final wave of High Republic in books. So we have some things coming. And at this point, I would not be surprised if they're not going to really announce anything until Celebration and just gatekeep until then, because that'll be in April.
That'd be perfect time to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Which is normal habit for them when we have a celebration. They start gatekeeping like around January, and they won't do too much for a little bit.
Well, all right. Well, this was a fun one. This was a fun.
I loved it.
Fun ride. Again, a lot of things unanswered. I don't kind of like it, but I gotta like it. I gotta deal with it for now. I'll deal with it for now. But that was I enjoyed everything about this show. I'm glad it's done well. I'm glad. I guess some reviews have been. They got a lot of great reviews already. So
it's still high up there on Rotten Tomatoes. It's holding really well.
Good.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's
good.
I haven't heard nothing comes up negative in my timeline, but that's just my timeline. I curated for that. But man, this is fun, Jen. Let everybody know where. Oh, in a hi.
Takago. Oh, she just finished the last episode. What did you think?
Yeah, what did you think? We were rounding the bed to close out.
Put it in the chat. I want to know. What did you think
about this one? Because we gushed over it for about an hour.
Yeah, we could
after it was done.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's just. Oh, we got from Greenfire. You thought it was really good.
Thank you, Greenfire.
Thank you for tuning in, Greenfire.
I think it was a good idea to sort of leave it as open as they did.
I think it was smart because
come back and tell some more stories.
I think it was smart because they're not really tying themselves down to it has to pick up like this.
What she just said.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever been so happy to see a fleet of
Yes. I was trying not to scream in the mic because I know y'all had completed watching the show, and I was like, I got so excited when I saw. I was like, I knew it.
Yeah, we did. Me and Jen did. Me and Jen let it go. Every single.
Like I have said many times during our broadcast, my neighbors know when I'm watching Star Wars because I yell.
Also love the ET chase. I did not
even say that
it was
there is ET references like the episode I believe it was last week with the parents with the one-liners. That's all ET.
Yeah,
that's an entire ET reference.
Oh, and
Neil found it.
Yep.
Our boy. Oh, I was so.
He finally fired that thing.
I tell you what,
when he got shot off his bike, I was worried a little bit.
I was just about to say when he got shot off the bike, I was like, if one hair is missing, listen, all of us are gonna riot.
But then the way he rolled out so smoothly, like I said it on the watch along. I was like, boy, he's gonna John McClane in that building, man, because I thought they was coming in that building.
Yeah.
Yippee-ki-yay, something.
Yeah, oh yeah. Most definitely.
Oh yeah.
Now we have to wait for Andor.
That's what we gotta wait for. So we gotta wait 4 months?
And Takago got our notes.
So April, right? So we'll be. I mean, have fun doing this. We can do that one too. Andor ain't gonna be as fun and uplifting as this.
Well, so like to your point about the time jumps, we're gonna see time jumping in Andor season 2. We're gonna, I think it's like every 3 or 4 episodes, we're getting a time jump.
Okay.
Because that's gonna be the last and final season for Andor. That is it after that. They are just
that's
like
gotta be it.
done. So
when Andy Serkis was like he can't swim, boy, you want to talk about? I
can't wait for that. What Green Fire just said.
I almost stopped watching the show after that.
I can't wait for that.
I'm excited to see a Star Wars movie in the theater again.
Yeah,
we're gonna get another Star Wars movie in the theater. Yes, please.
So yeah,
that's I mean. Look how Orson was used to trap
Jod. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
So he's just up in the
I'm not
building
gonna
now, waiting to get overtaken.
He had a sad story, but man, I didn't give two what's about that dude.
Well, no, like Star Wars also, when you see other characters that are getting multiple opportunities for redemption, if they deny the redemption every time, story writing usually for Star Wars with those characters is not very forgiving, and those characters usually meet a very terrible, rough end. So we don't know what will happen to John in the future, depending how they use him.
I'm curious.
Yeah, I don't know if Green Fire means the Mandalorian movie or this, but he had a pretty decent idea of what's going to happen. Let us know what you think is going to happen. I don't know if it's the Mandalorian or with that, but
I know, right?
keep it kid, really.
Well,
children.
Listen. This is.
I used to be a children.
I used to be a children. Okay, Black Dynamite.
This is like, 5th grade, middle school, teenager focused age.
Yeah.
Not elementary. Well, there are some parents out there that just let their children watch anything.
Well, my daughter is 9. I'll let her watch this. So
see, it's fine.
And she's into it. You know what I'm saying?
Fine.
So yeah,
this was perfect.
But then we But then to Akako, what we've talked about in the past is, these shows have been getting darker, like the Bad Batch. There was a lot of on-screen deaths in the final season. Like it's like every time I saw, it's like every episode someone got hit or got cut out, got taken out, and you saw it, and it was pretty violent. That's an animated show.
For something animated, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
But man, oh boy. Well, I guess this is until Andor then. I mean,
Andor.
We'll circle back around and do this thing. Man, again, I just know it's going to be, Skeleton Crew TV PG. Yeah. Not much violence in it. You know what I mean? Like,
no, just
we didn't see Brutus
and the lasers.
Yeah, well, it was all.
And then him shooting Brutus, of course.
Well, that was that we didn't see it. We just we didn't see it. Yeah.
Right. So, or we didn't see the guys die in the acid either. We just heard the screams and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they kept it PG better than like the Bad Batch when
they did a really good job. But then I do like how they balanced it, where you knew what was happening. You knew what was happening, but then I appreciated that we didn't have to see it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like we get it. We know how to put 2 and 2 together. So thank you. Thank you.
Why I can't get through Squid Games, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I can't do it. But I mean, if anybody has anything else, I'll give the floor to you. But if not, I think we close this thing out. Season 1, Skeleton Crew. Man, what are we gonna do next week?
Something.
We can have our Gaston conversation.
I was getting ready to say, hey, get your notes together.
Are we?
We loaded up over here.
Let's just let.
We need a judge too, bro.
Takako, you want to be judge?
We going to
court. I'm gonna call her out.
All I'm saying is,
we could just do that and talk through it.
Whatever. I got.
All I'm saying is Gaston ain't so bad.
Okay. We gonna go at it. We finna go at it. We finna go to court. Who gonna be the judge?
Fighting words.
We need somebody. We need a judge in here, don't we?
Yes, we do.
No, Takako Jod is not dead. We don't even see him get arrested. He just
we just see him We just see him watch the ship. We just see him watch his ship crash.
Yep.
He knows it's over.
It's like everything, like the one thing he pursued so hard, like he has nothing else to live for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. That was his greatest, or that was his glorious purpose.
He wanted. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tough.
And what's crazy,
guy.
well, I'm gonna tell you, I know we about trying to wrap it up, but what's crazy to me is, bro, on the pleasure planet, you could have just took all that gold and been extremely happy.
He's a pirate.
I know.
You always looking for that biggest score, man. You know?
Yeah, I know. I just crazy. Oh well.
Oh,
anyway. My thoughts.
Jen, let the people know where they can find our queen of fandom.
Green Fire season 2 Skeleton Crew. I don't know if we're gonna get one. It would be really cool if we did.
We're hoping.
We're hoping that we do. So, but it's hard to. it's really hard to gauge. I love it. It's really hard to gauge because they left the final episode so open, but then they can literally do anything with it. We could get a movie, we could get season 2. It could just be a launching platform to go into other stories that they've already planned. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
But you can find me on Instagram at my personal handle, Nerdiqua, as well as on TikTok for as long as we have it, because who knows at this point. I'm also
we got 4 days, don't we? 4 days as of today.
There was a new bill presented to push it back to another 270 days, but it has not passed, from what I heard. Anyway, I'm also on Blue Sky at the handle at Nerdiqua. You can also find me at rocking_your_ball. That is my podcast. And that's it.
That's it. That's been Jen, everybody.
That's been me.
We got one last comment before we go, and we'll
are not
understand
great,
the numbers are not great.
But
have we got streaming numbers on Skeleton Crew yet? So far,
I don't think so.
I mean, it's been holding on Rotten Tomatoes, so we won't know about this episode's numbers till maybe tomorrow or the next day.
Later, yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing too, what these shows do is they don't look at the initial numbers of instant reactions. They wait to see how it builds over a couple of months. That's the other thing they do. Because Dave Filoni said himself, I believe was at Celebration when they were last here in the States before we went to London, which was the last one we went to. Dave Filoni said, the more you rewatch these shows and give us views, the more we can do with the shows. So that's what he's saying.
And you do have people who hold off, watch it all in one, like binge it.
Yeah, you have the bingers. Like they don't want to watch it episodically. They want it one hit and done.
They want to finish on a Saturday afternoon. With this one, with the
you'll get through this real
runtime here. This is a quick watch. It's really quick.
Yeah.
Doc, let the people know where they can find us at, man, and close us on out of this watch along and review of Skeleton Crew.
Look, thank you for everyone that tuned in to the watch along. Yes. Thank you for all of our wonderful people that join us and were making comments. And we really do appreciate y'all. As y'all see, we do talk back. You can find us on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, All-Star Fandom Show. Please come and join us, like, share, subscribe, and we'll be back next week with something else we don't know yet. Maybe the Gaston debate, and it's going to be on and popping. Until then,
he ain't that bad.
It's been me, Doc, that's Dion, that's Jen. We out this thing. Peace.